Hey everybody, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day. So today we're going to be doing a how-to video, and I'm going to give a shout out to Indoraptor Killer 324 who said Stego Rex. Do the carnotaurus. So that's what we're going to do. I also said that I might do the copy. So I decided to do the carnotaurus primarily because it's bigger and it'll be a lot easier, and the copies are really tiny and difficult to use. So we're going to do the carnotaurus first, and if you like this one, we might do the copy next. Alright, so here we go. So what I have here, 1 minute. Okay, so what I've got here is a picture of a carnotaurus. Now, first off, I've done all the hard work for you, the start off. So what I have here are some pictures. So take a screenshot of this or copy it from your computer. But this is how I'm going to give it to you. So you can automatically just copy these and boom, you got them. So you don't have to do the drawing part. So right here is just a picture of the carnotaurus with 3 different legs, just because I was deciding on how I want to have it posed in the final take of it. I do explain it later, but I'll just explain it here. I went with the stationary pose, which is the leg in the middle, so that's 2 of the same leg but stationary. So if you want to do the moving ones, I do have the cutouts for those. So here's the first picture I got. This is the top view of it. So take a screenshot, get these pictures. I'm going to hold myself on these just so you have enough time to get these. Next one, this is the bottom of it. So this is the top and the bottom view of the carnotaurus. So just copy these, as I said, and make sure you cut them a little bit bigger than the actual picture, just so in case there's some issue, but it should be good. Next, here is the left and right leg for the left and right side. Even though on the left leg it says, oh, that is a right and a left. So you have your legs here. The little toe claws here are for you to cut out and attach them to add a little more detail to the feet. So this is if you want it in a moving position. Now again, I don't want to do this just because it may not be able to stand properly like in this motion. So I personally won't do this version, but the building concept is exactly the same for the stationary. So you want to do the moving motion, you can. So here we have the left side and the right side of the carnotaurus, and make sure you copy these exactly. You're going to need exactly how it's copied here. These lines here that you have for the arms and the legs here are just so when you attach the legs and the arms, you know exactly where they're going. Make sure you do a little dot on the head here, on the carnotaurus heads. Alright, next picture, and here we have the main shots. So you have the left and the right head for the carnotaurus, the teeth up here, the left and right arms, the feet, the legs here for the stationary pose. And again, you're going to need to make another set of these teeth, but that's in a later process when we get down to it. So those are the pictures, and like I said, all you need to do is take a screenshot of these or draw them from your computer or whatever, but these are the copies for you, and here and there you go. And from here, alright, so this is all that you're going to need. Right now I just want to show this picture just because of the legs here. And I know I explained it, but pretty much what I've got done here is that you can either from the 2 different leg sets that I've done for us, I'm going to be doing the stationary leg here, just because that way it's just standing in a neutral position, and that's what I'm doing. If you want to do these in more of a moving position, you can do that. It's going to follow the same instructions as this leg, so if you want to do the moving ones or just the stationary ones, you can decide, but I'm just going to do stationary ones because it'll help balance, and that's why I'm doing that. Alright, so these are the tools you will need. You'll need paper. Lots of paper. For this project, I recommend 12 pieces of paper. Not that you'll need all that, but just for safety, well, so you don't run out. 12 pieces of paper. Alright, so next, you need scissors. Good pair of scissors, good cutting scissors. I have 2 pairs of scissors, but these ones are my paper cutting ones, and I want for cutting the cardboard. Next, you'll need an X-Acto knife. You'll need little tiny scissors. This is just for doing little tiny cuts. It's easier to use these tinier scissors than these ones for doing smaller cuts. If you don't have one of these, you can use the X-Acto knife or try to use the bigger scissors, but this is the easy one, and this is what I use. You'll need a ruler, and a ruler for only one thing and one thing only. All you need to do with this ruler is to draw the line. Like, 1 minute. Sorry. See this line here? That's all you'll need for the ruler. You just draw a straight line so you get the feet nice and even. That's the only reason why you need it. Alright, then you're going to need a good eraser. You'll need a good pencil. This is just for starting out if you're going to be drawing it. When you draw it, you're going to need these two things. You're going to need some Elmer's glue. And you're going to need this kind as well. And then you're going to need hot glue. That's for way later. And then, because we're just going to have the mouth moving, you see this little peg here? Here is just a drawing here in case I wanted to move the leg or whatever. The only thing is that what I want to tell you is when you draw the body here, make sure that you pick the legs for the right side. So when you put the legs attached to the body, it will, you'll have the lines up. Alright, and next you're going to need 2 little pins like these. They open up. There we go. You'll need 2 of these, and you can get all this at Hobby Lobby. So, and also, if you don't have one of these, it's fine. You won't need it, but I use this so I can trace the right side, and then I flip it over, and then I put another piece of paper down so I can get the left side, and that's kind of how I get that all set up. Another way you can do it is hold to the glass and do that. But that's all the main essentials you'll need. And one more thing you'll need. Completely forgot. You're going to need cardboard. And this is the thin cereal box cardboard. You can use cereal box. Here I've got some pizza box. This is a pizza. So just thin cardboard like this is what you want to use. And how much cardboard? I did say, but I'm just going to say it again in case I forget to say it. You'll need about, I don't really know, but at least 6 sheets of cardboard. You don't need like all of it big, but just enough. And make sure you brush it off so it's nice and clean. And make sure you don't have any crinkled or broken cardboard. Make sure it's nice and flat. Alright, so that's all the stuff you'll need for this project of the Carnotaurus. Alright, so, okay. Now we'll get started on it. Okay, so here we are with our pieces all cut out. I hope it was easy for you. So we have all these, and and one thing I forgot to mention about this, when you cut the cardboard, is it gets dusty here, so you want to brush that off. So besides that, this step's pretty easy. You're just gonna cut these out, and I'll just cut out one of these and then skip to after I'm done, because this isn't rocket science. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut out. So here I cut out the feet, and I'm actually gonna use some smaller pieces of cardboard that I've got here. So all you do, take your Elmer's glue, put it down. Like so. Smooth it out. Well, there you go. You're not done just yet, so you got one more step to do here. You just cut, cut, cut. And for the final thing you want to do is you also want to cover the backside in paper. This is important to make it, when you paint and seal it, this is a very important part. So once you get, so you can do all these at once or do what I'm doing. This is just an example. So you just want to also glue the back side of this like that. Take it, slap it down. Now also you'll notice on the back side it gets kind of wrinkly, so just smooth that out like that. Don't do what I just did. Make sure you have all the pieces kind of up to the side. Make sure you got a workspace just for your part. And then you can go through, cut it, like so, and like so. And there you go. So just let this dry. And also at this step, you can apply this. Now this is also what you're going to do at the final step, but you want to take your Elmer's school glue, so you want to use two of these. This one's for gluing, this one's for covering. Now this is the magical coat. You're going to be doing this a few times during this process. So you're just going to smooth this out. And I wanted to do this now, just in case I forget to mention. When you do this, make sure you don't apply too much. And also, it will start crinkling and getting, 1 minute. Like stupid. Okay. It will start crinkling, but that'll be okay. Once it dries, it will flatten out again, so you'll be fine. So that's how you do this. And then now we're gonna skip ahead to when all of them are cut out, and I'll show you how to put it together at that point. All right. So when you're done, check out the next part. Okay. So at this step, you've got them all cut out. Make sure the back side's done. And you might notice here that I also printed out an extra little pair of hands here. That's because I want to make these hands a little thicker, so they're not just really gimpy. So easily to do this, you need to trace them, or if you have a printer, just reprint the pieces. And also, if you want to make sure you keep all these, I always keep a printout of all my pieces. So I know this is a little late, but at this step you still can do it. To keep these pieces together is you just need to put these in your printer and print these, so you have another copy if you want to remake the carno later. So that's what these are all for. So at this step, like this foot here is done. This is the one I did with you, and this is what they should look like at this step. Okay, they're not ready to be put together yet, but at this step, you just want to coat them all with glue, and I'm going to do some of these with you. And so here we go. We just put some glue down, and you don't need to overdo it. And this is just to start the layers, and this is important to do, especially in later steps. So could you skip this? I wouldn't recommend skipping, because this is going to make it. Give it some durability, and you're going to be doing a few layers continuing on later. But so you just make sure you also have enough, and just coat them up just like this. Bloop, 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 bloop. You can set them aside to dry, and I would give them about 10-20 minutes to dry, something like that. So just make sure that you have you have to wait a little bit. You don't really have to wait too long for the Elmer's glue to dry when you just glue the pieces of paper together. That's not something you have to wait too long for. Normally it dries as you work on the other ones. So also don't put too much on there. This one I kind of did too much, but again, it's not bad. And here's an example. This is why I wanted to show you. You see how this one is starting to crinkle? This is okay if it does this, because it will, once it dries, and this is where you have to wait. Once it dries, you won't see any of this anymore. And you don't have to do the back side, because that's going to be on the inside and no one will ever see it. So just let this dry, and once all these wrinkles are gone, you'll be good to go and ready to cut them out for final cuts. So, okay, so next part I'll see you at is when these are all cut out. And, well, I might do a little show how to cut them, but it's kind of pretty much self-explanatory. I don't need to show you 100% the entire procedure, so I might do a little bit of a cutout probably for, I don't know, probably this one. And also sometimes the Elmer's glue starts coming off, like here. See, so you're going to have to kind of, as you go through, you're going to have to hassle with that. So just work on it as you go. Alright, so I'll see you on the next part once you finish this. Alright. So at this step, you want to put the Elmer's glue on. So once everything's cut out, like I show here, this is not the Carnotaurus cut out. This is a different dinosaur, but it's the same thing. You want to, once they're all cut out, like, once you have all the Carnotaurus pieces cut out like this, then apply the Elmer's glue to the front and the back side and along the edges of it. This is done here, because if you do it when it's fully on the piece of paper, when it crinkles, it's not going to be able to spread out very well. So do it like this, and then afterwards let it dry, and then it might have some crinkles left over, but just rub it out and it should be okay. So again, apologize for making that mistake, and I just haven't done one of these in a while, so that's just how you do that. And after this, we move on to the next part. Now again, I did not think I was be doing more than one part video, so excuse me. So there will be, I believe, 3 parts to this. This is part 1, and this is the end of part 1. So check out part 2 to see the putting the pieces together. All right. Thank you for watching. See you in part 2.